Good morning. I am Philip Carter, and I'm here today to speak to you briefly about our ushering ministry. If you have attended Redeemer before at one of our 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock worship services, chances are you have had the chance to interact with one of our fantastic, wonderful, welcoming, warm, smiling-faced ushers that are generally at the back of the church, standing in the narthex prior to the service, greeting people, handing out bulletins, probably helping people find the restroom, and just generally welcoming folks as they arrive on Sunday morning. We are always looking for more wonderful, warm, welcoming, smiling faces to serve along with us. Standing out there and passing out the bulletins, as I mentioned, that is not the only thing that our ushers do. As I'm sure you're aware, they help out with the offering during the service. Ideally, we need 5 people to most efficiently collect the offering. So, ideally, we would like to have 5 people ushering at every service. After the service, we needed people to help clean up the sanctuary. Obviously, today is Communion Sunday, so there will be some communion cups that will need to be cleaned up, and our ushers today will help us with that, as well as just any other general issues that come up during the service. Sometimes folks that are maybe visitors or attending for the first time, they may need to be connected with a member of our mercy ministry team, and they don't know who to talk to, and we can help to direct them there. They may want to talk to one of our pastoral staff, and they don't know who to talk to, and we can help to guide them there. As I said, we're looking for more people. Right now, the commitment, if you're interested, is about 1 Sunday per month. I would like to have enough ushers to where we could spread that out to where everyone didn't have to usher but every other month. But right now, we have enough folks on the roll to do that about 1 time per month. The requirement is you do need to be a member of the church, and you do need to be at least 14 years of age. We love to have families serve together, parents serving with children, and we can, obviously absolutely accommodate your general family schedule. If you attend the 8 o'clock service, I'll schedule you to serve at the 8 o'clock service, and if you, obviously at the 11 o'clock, the same applies there. If you have any questions about how to get involved, obviously Brian mentioned the sheet in the bulletin today. If you're not ready to make that commitment today, or you still want to think about it, my information is in Breeze. You can contact me there. And also the QR code that's in the bulletin, the worship service bulletin, if you scan that code when you register your attendance, there's a space there to select if you're interested in serving in a variety of ways, and ushering is one of those as well. It is open to men and women members. I do need to mention that. So we would love to have you. We would love to talk to you more. If you're interested in, maybe you want to try it out, but you're not interested in committing, if you want to just come on a Sunday morning and help out and see what it's all about, we would love to have you do that as well. So I'm Philip Carter again, so thank you.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Claire Graves, and I'm here representing the Saturday Serve Ministry, which is part of the Missions Committee now. And so kind of going to put in a little plug for the Missions Committee too. So this is a ministry of our church that really seeks to meet practical needs. I think of it as a hands and feet ministry, and a ministry that's really great for people who like to be behind the scenes. So some people within our church really like to be engaged and like do things that are really, with a lot of people and big time stuff. And then some people really like to be behind the scenes. And I think this is a great ministry for those of you who might really enjoy that. So we seek to meet practical needs within our church. So an example of that would be cleaning out a closet within our church. Things that we don't always think about but really need to happen on a regular basis, or cleaning in the sanctuary. So there have been about 30 magic erasers applied to this sanctuary recently. That could be you, okay? If you've got a good vacuum, we really want you to be part of this ministry. So that type of work within our neighborhood, so doing some trash pickup within the neighborhood, getting to engage with our neighbors too as part of that. and showing that we don't just care about ourselves, our own church body, but we want to be engaged around the neighborhood and care about our creation and take good care of that. And then also engaging throughout the city, especially with some of our ministry partners. And I think that there's a really neat story from a time that we worked with Grant Me Justice to do a free car wash for some of the women that they work with. I really enjoyed that opportunity because I'm a practical person, okay? So give me a vacuum cleaner, let me get in this car, let me go, right? And that's what I really, connect with in serving these ladies. But there was someone else who came who has a counseling background, and she did not have a vacuum in her hand. She was sitting down with the women and just talking with them. And that was something that I would not have been good at. I would not have been comfortable. I would not have been engaging and doing what they needed me to do. But she was. And so I think that it's really neat how different people and different giftings show up in these events and provide different pieces to the bigger puzzle. So if you're interested in being part of this ministry, we do an event every month, some type of service every month. And it's in the bulletin. Just sign up, show up. And if you'd like to be part of planning what we do, we really just kind of get together informally, talk through what some upcoming things might be that are needed, and we'd love for you to just stay after on some of those times and say that you're interested. So my contact information is there, and we'd love to see you. That's great.
Good morning. I'm Greg Ross. I'm here representing the kitchen ministry here at the church. The kitchen ministry is used to provide food for all of our events. Provide food for outreach to the community and to take care of funerals and repasts and just basically whatever is needed for the church to help our body nourish themselves physically here. I'm involved in it with Albert and Loretta McGowan. They're the co-leaders with this group, and we work hard and we have a great time, and it's just a really blessing to be able to provide all this. We've had the neighborhood block party, the catfish fry we have every fall. This upcoming women's conference, we're providing the food for that. We also work with any group within the church that needs meals or needs foods or snacks. We really enjoy what we do, and like I said, we have a great time. It's open to anyone 10 years age and up. If you think your child can be safe in the kitchen, and we'll watch out for them very closely, they're welcome to come in and learn how to cook, how to work in the kitchen, how to take care of themselves, which is always a nice skill to have. We've had 9-10-year-olds who have helped us tremendously. We do the setup and we do the breakdown a lot of times for the fellowship hall, and it's just a fun place to work. Talk to Loretta McGowan, and I guarantee you that she'll have you running a thing the next time you turn it around, and that's how I got involved and how I'm here now. I volunteered one Sunday, and the next thing you know, she had me in charge of all the meals for the next year. But it's just a great group of people to work with, and we need help all the time. You can help as little or as much as you want. You can come in for 2 or 3 hours. You can come in for 30 minutes. If you don't want to cook, you can come in and help clean up or help set up. Anything you want to do, the kitchen ministry does it in the church sometimes. And we're just looking for people to help. And my contact information is in the bulletin, but if you ask anybody here, I'm notoriously bad about not checking my email. And so I made a dedicated email straight just for kitchen related issues. So if you are interested in serving, or you want more information, or you just need to get in touch with me, just use the one that's up on the board right now. And I look forward to serving with you guys. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kateri Gill, and I'm here representing the Redeemer Music Ministry. The Redeemer Music Ministry is a diverse community of worshipers, and we exist to make a joyful noise to the Lord. And we lead the congregation through song, through a harmonious blend of musical styles. Maybe you've experienced this. You guys get to be a part of this ministry every week from the pew, but I am inviting any of you who would like to join us to come on a Tuesday night. We have, it is pretty much an open door policy to visit, to come, to check us out. And I wanted to kind of highlight the 3 ways that you feel connection in the music ministry. So one is through worship. Did you know that we were made to sing? Pastor Elbert kind of referred to this, just kind of the science behind it, that when we sing, it connects us to one another. And so really, being a part of the choir is a very connecting experience. You get to hear the beautiful voices of fellow choir members in your ear. I love just over the past more than a decade of being a part of this ministry, just knowing the voices of people in my congregation. So that's one way that you can be connected. We also do prayer. We're really a team. We're there for one another. Then also, it's a place to grow. I don't know if y'all know this, but I never sang gospel music before I came to Redeemer. And so over the years, it's been this experience of being able to grow culturally, to be stretched. We sing such a variety of music. It really is a very practical way to grow as a person. I wanted to just say that it's open to anybody who enjoys to sing. I'm also kind of asking you guys to recruit too, because as you're sitting in the pews and you hear other people singing with courage and confidence, I'd love for people to just invite and say, hey, have you thought about joining the choir or visiting the choir? So if you are interested, I will have a flyer out in the narthex. You can contact Akita Mosby if you want more information about coming on those nights. Also, if you play an instrument and you're interested in connecting in that way, you can contact Joyce Hammy, and she'll find a way to get you plugged in. I will say, just to clarify, so we sing 2 weeks, 2 Sundays during the month, so you don't have to wake up super early every single Sunday. But we do practice every week. And last thing, if you know a teenager or a young person that likes to sing, they can come on their own or be a part. If you're high school age, we'd love to have them. But also, if you have a young child or somebody that you would love to get connected and to grow musically, you're welcome to join your child and bring them, if they're under high school age, to come and participate as well. So we've had a 5-year-old come and participate in the choir, and it's such a joy to just have this intergenerational group of people that are lifting their voices up to him. So please let me know if you have any questions today, and reach out to those individuals later. Thank you.
Follow up on what she just said. I guarantee no one will ever ask for me to join the choir after hearing me sing. So I apologize for everybody who sits in front of me. My name is John Hooker. I'm here on behalf of the Transportation Ministry. And I feel like this is the most fun. Maybe next to the kitchen, because Greg will cook a few things for you here and there. But I get the privilege, the rest of us on this committee, get the privilege of picking up this beautiful lady on the back row back here, Miss Beth, every Sunday. And what a joy it is to be able to pick her up. It's a privilege. She's the longest standing member of this congregation, going back to the days of Trinity. Just a joy to pick her up each week. She is always happy, always asking how your day is. It's not just Miss Beth. We have a few others here and there that need a ride here and there. But each week is fun. We have about 4 or 5, so it really is not hard. I mean, she's in a wheelchair. You do have to help her in and out of the car, but if you have trouble, the people at the facility will help you out, get her in the car. Probably the biggest benefit of doing this, you get rock star parking right out front here. You can't park there without picking up Miss Beth. So That's probably the most fun, best privileged thing here. But just contact myself or Ariana Marcel. She's the one that does all the scheduling. And just come join the fun. It's great. Thank you.
Hey Redeemer family, I'm Sarah Barrow, and it's an honor to stand up here in front of you today. I serve with Redeemer Engaging Disability. It's kind of a mouthful, so we also call it RED for short. In 1 Corinthians 12, Paul talks about how the church is like a body with members, and just how we have each member of our own body is important: our ears, our eyes, our fingers, our toes. Each member in our church body is vital. And so as a ministry, we seek to serve and care for our families touched by disability because we want them in our church. We need them. They have so much to teach us, and we need them a part of our body just to be in family with one another. So we do this through 3 ways. First, we just walk alongside our families touched by disability, caring for them on the hard days, good days, taking them meals, just connecting with them, checking in. Second, we have different outreach events that occur throughout the year. Our biggest event, Christmas Deliveries, happened last month, and it's just a fun time to connect. So even if you can't serve regularly with us, we have different events that you could help with throughout the year. But our biggest way and our biggest need is buddying. And just as the name notates, it's being a buddy, a friend. We have kids that need a little extra help being a part of worship, being a part of Sunday school. We want them to be here. We want their families to be here. And so this is a way that we get to help make it possible for them to come to church. Sometimes this means sitting on the pew with them so they can stay in the service or in their Sunday school. Sometimes it means taking them to our sensory room. We have this room upstairs, so if anybody ever needs that, that's for our church. But we take them up there and have just a fun time with them, share the Bible, read the Bible with them. And yeah, we need more volunteers. And so this is a wonderful way to serve and care for our families. A mom from one of our families recently told me how much it means to her that we serve them, not just because her child gets to be a part of church, but because her other children, who are often, families with kids with disabilities, the siblings are often kind of on the sidelines, and she said they know that they're loved because we as a church see them as a family. And that just reminded me that we get to serve the child, but we're serving the family too, and that's so special. So we need buddies. You can be 12 and up. We'd love for our youth to serve with us. So if you have a youth that's interested, we'd love for them to join us. Like Velma, with the kids ministry, we do background check and ministry safe. But it's just a super fun, and special way just to get to know our families and serve. So thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Betsy Watkins, and I'm representing Redeemer Blooms this morning. Redeemer Blooms is a ministry of women that meets once a month during the Sunday school hour to create flower arrangements to deliver to those in need of encouragement in our congregation. There's really 2 facets of Redeemer Blooms I wanted to tell you about. The first is what happens when we meet on Sunday mornings, and really that's just about fostering friendship in our group and creativity as we work with these flowers. Side note, you don't need any experience at all to be a part of it. I know I didn't have any, but I'm always amazed to see what we create. I think you can see it up on the boards. But anyway, honestly, we just really have fun together. It's just a really fun time to get together and create. And the second part happens as we leave and go our separate ways. So we each make an arrangement, and we each take one with us, and we work together with Zach, our congregational care minister, to come up with a list of those in our congregation who could just use their week brightened in some way, whether it's because of undergoing surgery or the loss of a loved one or just suffering loneliness. So we work with him to come up with that list. And so then on our own time, usually Monday or Tuesday, we set up that visit and deliver. And that way that congregation member is left with just a tangible reminder of both our love for them as a church and also God's love for them through creation. Over the past year and a half, we have made about 150 arrangements to deliver. We've also worked in tandem with Redeemer School during their Teacher Appreciation Week to make arrangements for all of their teachers and staff. Recently, we were able to decorate tables for our fellowship meal to celebrate Thanksgiving. So we do a lot of different things, but it's really fun. As I said, it does meet during Sunday school, so it's a really convenient way to be a part of a ministry. There's built-in childcare, obviously, if you need that. But it's been a real blessing to me. I mean, it truly has been an answer to a prayer in my heart of just where to connect, where to serve. I feel like I've gotten to know women that I didn't know at all before, which has been such a blessing. Even after being a member for almost 15 years, sometimes I would look around and think there's so many people I don't know, and I've really made some sweet friendships through this. And also just feeling a calling to serve in a small but significant way. So please contact me if you're interested. We meet once a month. Actually, we're meeting next Sunday, so it would be a good time to come and check us out if you want. And finally, I just wanted to read what we consider really our theme verse, because I feel like bottom line, Redeemer Blooms is a ministry of comfort. And so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction, so that we may be able to comfort those who are in any affliction with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God. Just let me know if you'd like more information.
Good morning. I'm Kelly Monaghan, and I have the blessing of serving as the head of school of the Redeemer School. This year we are celebrating our 10th anniversary, so what started out in 2014, about 45 students and a handful of teachers in K-4 through first grade is now 129 students K-4 through 8th grade and about 28 staff members. And so one of the things we are fully accredited school. We are accredited by the Mid-South Association of Independent Schools. And through the summer and into September, we endured our reaccreditation process and have been reaccredited until May 31st of 2030. So we've got another 5.5 years before we have to go through that process again. With all of our staff and board members and what have you, and the amazing students that we have a great school, but we could not do it without volunteers. And we have a lot of volunteers that come in and help, and I invite you to come in and volunteer for anything. We have volunteers that actually come in every Monday and help our littles get to chapel service. We have volunteers that come in and help read for us. And they just come in and sit down and read for 20 or 30 minutes every once in a while to our students who love to be read to. One of the things that we are emphasizing, especially in our younger classes, is the joy of reading and reading comprehension. So to have someone come in and read to them is very impactful to our students. A lot of our parents work during the day, and so they're not able to get off when we have field trips. We have several field trips throughout the year, and so sometimes we just need chaperones to come in. You have to be brave and patient, but to come in and chaperone and help us out with our little ones as they go to the various events we have. We may go out to a farm, we may go to the 2 museums. We've actually taken them to a movie here recently, so having help with that is very good for us. We've also had a volunteer that came in and actually taught about the Constitution to our middle school students, and that same volunteer actually helped us put on a mock trial last year for our kids, so our kids could understand what it was to be an attorney, to be a judge, to be on a jury, and to understand how the system works. So, one of the things that we want to do, I always remember in Scripture when Jesus was 12 years old and Mary and Joseph realized after a couple of days, where is he? He's not with us. And they went back and found him. He found him in the temple. And at the very end, there's a verse in Luke 2:52 that says, It says, and Jesus grew in stature and wisdom and in favor with God and with man. And that's what we want for each one of our students. We want them to grow not only in stature, but in wisdom and in favor with God and with man. So you can help us doing that by plugging in and volunteering. You can call me, come stop by the school anytime, see me at church, or see anyone that works with the school that's here, and be glad to show you how you can plug in. God bless and have a good day. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Levi Gill. My wife, Kateri, and I run Hope Exchange. We've been running Hope Exchange for over 7 years. And I want to share some key stats from our last year, in 2024. So we run classes all over the city. And classes focused on workforce development, financial literacy, and healthy communication. So we also do a church benevolence class, training church leaders to do benevolence work. So total participants in all of our programs last year was 114. And then of our financial literacy class called Faith and Finances, we have 15 total graduates. Our job skill class we call Work Life, we have 25 graduates. Our healthy communication class we call Hope in Relationships, we had 25 graduates as well, or 18, excuse me. And then of those participants who complete those classes, they're often eligible for a incentive. And so people who made either a match savings incentive because they saved $250, or were able to just finish and get everything done in the class. Of the people that earned that this year were 25 different people. So that's a pretty good penny, right? A number of 250 times 25. It's pretty good, or 18. Our church equipping class, which is called Helping Without Hurting in Church Benevolence. We had 26 different people participate and complete that. That's an online course through the Chalmers Center that we get to help lead. And so you can see, and we had over 25 or 35 volunteers engaged, and 31 of those people became allies. And here's how we define our allies in our classes. They are the people that sustain long-term relationships with class participants. They're the ones that serve as a long-term point of contact. And they offer encouragement, prayer, and hope as everyone works towards their goals. And then finally, two more statistics of note is that this year we had classes in 6 different locations across the city, including Redeemer, is our first location. And so, and we added one community garden to underneath us this year, the garden right behind the church. It's newly named the Art and Soil Community Garden. That's part of Hope Exchange now. People come and work in the garden and earn some money as they work towards their goals. It's a great place, and managed beautifully by Sylvia Leggett. So anyway, we believe that Jesus is at work fixing everything. And he cares for our eternal souls and our bodies and our livelihoods. And so we celebrate as God works and to restore people into a renewed sense of hope, dignity, and purpose. And that's what happens in Hope Exchange. So we sit around tables and we exchange hope. And the point is for all of us to come into a greater sense of healing in our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with God, our relationship with others, and then our relationship with our world around us. How we care for our stuff, how we care for the world, the physical creation, and how we care for the money God's given us, all that. So if you want to get involved, there's 4 ways you can do it. I have a little handout that goes through this as well that I'll place here and in the narthex. But 4 ways you can become an ally in our upcoming classes. We've got ongoing partnerships with the Center for Pregnancy Choices, or the Klein Center. We have ongoing partnerships with Fondren Church through Red Door, which is a mentoring ministry. We have ongoing partnerships with Sunnybrook in their transitional living program. We have ongoing partnerships with Buried Treasures Home, which is a ministry that helps people come out of prison to get to get going. So we're doing Faith and Finances at the Klein Center this spring semester. Time and date is TBD. We're doing Faith and Finances on Tuesday evenings from 5:30 to 7 at Fondren Church. We're doing a new class called Love and Purpose here at Redeemer on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7:30. That's a great new class we're developing. And then another Faith and Finances class at Buried Treasures Home. and that one is still TBT. So grab one of these if you want to be an ally. Check out the times. And then we love to train more people in the principles of poverty alleviation. We think that more people who are equipped to develop healthy relationships with people across all these dividing lines in our community is essential for us to see our communities restored. It's really easy to look at our neighborhoods and the people who are in need and define them by their lack or the things that they don't have. It's easy. It's the easiest thing to comment about Jackson, about its potholes, right? It's the easiest thing. It's boring now. But it's actually really important to notice in people what their gifts are, what their assets are, the image of God inside of them. That's what we train our eyes to see. I think more people trained to see people, God's people, that way is really helpful. So, you're trained. Then the next thing is that you heard me talk about those incentive programs. Another way to be involved is to invest in our participants. Invest in our participants. Each participant in each of our classes has the opportunity, if they finish, to earn an incentive of up to $250. You can invest in those people. You can invest in a whole class, an individual, lots of ways to invest. And you also can help provide main courses for us. For us, we develop a lot of relationship around food. And we always have a potluck at our Wednesday class. In other classes, we provide a meal for. So one great way to provide is through sharing food. So those are those 4 ways. If you want to learn more about that, check it out here. Also a ministry description on the back of these things. So pick one up here. Thank you for your time. I don't know who's next. Yes, Marvin. I'm excited about this.
Appreciate it. So my name is Mari Harris, and I'm excited to talk about a new ministry that will be starting in the Life of Church starting in April called Families Count. So Families Count is a ministry, thank you. Families Count is a ministry that was started by Lifeline Child Services for the purpose of coming alongside parents who are state mandated to attend parenting classes because they've already lost their kids to foster care, or they're in jeopardy of losing their kids to foster care. And so Lifeline created this basically to provide a Christian worldview of parenting. And so what that will look like in the life of our church is basically Families Count as a 6-week program where we just walk those parents through the lessons. And so they'll come to the sanctuary, we'll break bread with them, if they still have their kids with them and they need to bring their kids, they'll bring their kids. We'll have mentors that basically work with every parent or parent group to just love on them while they're breaking bread. After that, we'll go into the sessions and we'll actually facilitate one of 6 different sessions. And some of the things that Lifeline has constructed their curriculum to talk about is families are meant to be successful. Families of origin, sometimes can affect how people interact with their current family. Families function as teams. Families thrive with discipline. Families were created with purpose and with permanency. And finally, families can be restored. And of course, that's good news. So TK and I had the pleasure of sitting in to one of the Families Count that was done in First Pres in May. I think we were at week 5 when we sat in on the class. It was amazing to see those families interact with the mentors as well as the facilitators. You would have thought they had volunteered to be there and not forced to be there. They were really engaged. I could see, like, Levi said, we could see hope. I could see hope in the individual families. I could see that they were excited, number one, that they had an opportunity to get their kids back, but number 2, because they actually got some real skills that they could utilize to live life better. And I think number 3, and I pray that that they felt like they could engage in the church beyond the 6-week event. And so we're looking for mentors, especially to come alongside the families that are going to be a part of our first engagement. We don't know how many families will be a part of the first engagement. Of course, it's state mandated, so once we get close to April, we'll know the numbers, but we need as many mentors as we can. And once again, that mentor role, you're just basically living life with them. You're being a sounding board, you're being somebody that they could feel connected to, and then, like I said, TK and I will be the facilitators of the actual class and walking them through the 6 weeks. So like I said, we would love to have you guys share with us if you feel led. Thank you.
So if you stop for just a minute and think about all of the different ways that the Lord is at work and that we have opportunities to serve, it's really a beautiful thing. And so I want to thank each of the members who got up and spoke. Can we show them our appreciation and thank the Lord? But this is just kind of in some ways representative. This is not exhaustive. There are lots of other ways that you can serve in the life of the church. A subset of the kitchen ministry is the coffee ministry. And I know many of you enjoy that every week, right? So that's another way to serve. The communion elements, don't just show up here magically each week. There's a team that puts those together and comes up. And then one of the most beautiful things about Redeemer, when you see that list of prayer requests each week, most of the time there is a take them a meal link, and our members beautifully provide meals for families who are going through crisis over and over again. There are so many ways that the Lord is at work through you in the life of the church. And as we think about all of these different ministries, it can be overwhelming. And if you're wired like me, I can feel a little bit guilty that I'm not involved in each of these beautiful and worthy causes, except for the ones that, being a male won't let me in. But anyway, there are so many beautiful things. So how do you choose which one to participate in? Well, think about what you're passionate about. What do you love, right? We can't do everything. We are finite creatures. And as finite creatures, we have to make choices. So what are ways that we can serve in the life of the church? What are you passionate about? What do you love? And choose ways to serve, at least one way to serve. Maybe you need to scale back, but at least one way to serve in the life of the church where the church's opportunity meets your passion. And then you can run in that lane. And let's have 2025 be a year that is shaped by service. What does it look like for us to serve and be committed, whether it's here or in other areas of life and worship? So if you want more information, you can tear off that piece there at the back and check off whatever you want there and drop it off up front. Next week, we will be thinking together about connect ministries. What are ways that we can connect in the life of the church? And again, this isn't just for you. This is also so that you can inform others about the way they can serve and connect in the life of the church. If maybe you learned something about a ministry that's new, that you didn't know existed today. And so that's part of what this is for, so that you guys can be informed to tell others. So let me close our time in prayer. Heavenly Father, we are grateful that you are a God who loves and sees and wants to serve the world. And thank you for the opportunity that through the church, we as members have the opportunity to plug in and serve. Thank you for all that you're doing in the life of the church in all of these different ministries. Thank you for the leaders who have committed a section of their life to lead these various ministries. We pray that in 2025 that you would bless the work of our hands, for the building up of your kingdom, for the good of our own hearts and lives, for the good of the community around us, for the good of your church, and for the good of the world. Father, we pray now that you would dismiss us with your grace, and we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next week.